as we bring in Jim Mullen from Football Canada. He's out on the West Coast. How do you like that, Jim?
You brought the spirit. Yes, you did. That's about all you brought, but you brought the spirit.
I know. And I just remember like grade 9. I mean, just getting started. We didn't have minor football, right? So, I mean, I grabbed we grabbed cleats out of this old cardboard box. They had holes in them. We used plastic bags, when you're playing into November and there's snow on the ground. You got to wear plastic bags inside the cleats. Those were some times.
Well, that's a great thing about 9-man football, 6-man football. It's football, man. You take football memories out of that, and you stay associated with the game. So there's all kinds of different ways we can get the field.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to see you. The first thing I wanted to ask you, and I'm glad you're wearing the hoodie, is where can I get one of those? They're for sale now, I believe, right?
Yes, they are. We have this. We have a gray version. We have 3 T-shirts in white, black, and orange. They're available at footballcanadashop.ca. And seeing that we're on the 23rd, it's not going to make it under your tree for Christmas, but maybe it's a good Ukrainian Orthodox Christmas present that we can get to you by January 7th in around there.
I like it.
It's a lot of fun so far.
We're right behind the Garlic Curtain here in East Central Saskatchewan. So that, of course, Ukrainian Christmas. Absolutely, that fits right in. The logo, that was one of the big things that came out in 2021. Take us back to the concept, the idea behind it, because it's been one of the great things that we've seen.
I'm glad that you had my nephew Colton on here that came up with this. It really happened quite quickly. The BC Lions had announced that they were doing something with a local Indigenous artist, and that happened to be my nephew Colton's aunt that had come up with that BC Lions logo, and he had shared it with me. He said, "Hey, my auntie did this." I said, "Well," then this was on Facebook Messenger, and I just dropped him a note saying, "Well, here's the logo that I did for Football Canada. You want to collaborate and do something?" Within 4 days, we had generated this. And it was really part of a centerpiece for what we did with football weekend in Canada. It really helped support the story that we told about the team up in Fort Mackay with boys and girls playing football there from a First Nation just north of Fort McMurray, Alberta. So it's helped, and it's also helped raise a lot of funds that in the new year we can apply to Indigenous football across the country.
You and I were watching the Vanier Cup, and again, thanks for being a wonderful host, you and Kia. I mean, it was unbelievable being out there. I really appreciate that. And that was kind of the wrap on the amateur sports season that weekend. Of course, the Langley Rams doing their thing and winning the Canadian Bowl, the Western Mustangs winning the Vanier Cup, and then early December, we wrapped up the Canadian football season really with the Grey Cup, and it was a great Grey Cup. But have you had some time to reflect on 2021 as a whole? And if you have, how would you sum up, from your perspective as the president of Football Canada, the football season, the 2021 football season?
Well, it was better than 2020. We could say that much. The 2021 season really was something that we had to navigate through. And I think our provinces did a good job of doing that. One of the things about COVID and the pandemic is that it's accelerated trends. And one of the trends that it has pushed forward in most of our provinces is a shift for youth football under the age of 12 from tackle to flag. And where we've seen drop-offs in the number of tackle participants, we've seen an expansion in the number of flag participants. So it's been a pretty good offset throughout the year. I will say that our football season was officially wrapped up 2 days ago when BC played Alberta in the U18, U17, and U16 out here in Langley. They got it in just under the wire here with the COVID restrictions. It was a good substitute for those provinces, considering that there was no Canada Cup this year. But this past season gave us a great opportunity to plan for not just 2022, but we're launching a plan for 22 through 25 and even into 26 with some of our partners. So it's allowed us to take the time and the energy and the effort to really plot out and put a course and a strategy forward to determine what we're doing, how we're doing it, and the partners that we're working with.
We got about 5 more minutes here, and I know we never have enough time to get through everything I want to. But looking ahead, I mean, in the state of football, obviously, we talk about the Canadian Football League a lot and what they're doing and the different obstacles that they have, whether it's moving forward and expanding CFL 2.0, whether it's, how do we handle the rules of the game or what needs to move forward. You've mentioned that in the new year, you're going to get an opportunity to talk to some CFL presidents across the league. What's top of mind in terms of what needs to be accomplished in 2022?
Yeah, there's a lot there. It is fortunate that we will have that opportunity on January the 18th to have a discussion with CFL presidents. It's about 2 years in the making. I would really like to focus on two things, and I think they're both complementary to where the CFL needs to go on this. One of them is our grassroots programming, introducing the very basics of the game to kids 4 to 8, and the CFL teams have a great opportunity here with the programming that we have to step forward and be a partner with us, to get their branding forward, to introduce it in their communities and to a diverse set of communities in each of their cities. The other part is extremely complementary to CFL 2.0 on the global side. As we move forward into 2022, we go back into the international space. It helps that I was recently appointed as Secretary General of IFAF, the international body on this, so we can extend that international conversation. But with Team Canada, I see the World Junior Hockey Tournament gearing up. We have an opportunity to do that sort of thing in that space as well. And it's a way to bring international football to us, and it's a way to partner, I believe, with our stakeholders like U Sports, the CJFL, and the CFL to get their branding and to get our game out in front of the eyes of people, not just in Canada, but around the world as well.
We've seen it. There's been an incredible amount of success for Canada on the international stage competing. What's the reputation outside of our borders about the Canadian game? Because you've been out and interacting with some of those different countries.
Well, IFAF is an organization that has had to take some baby steps after some turbulence, shall we say, over the years. Now that they've kind of reestablished themselves and have a focus on flag for the 2028 LA Olympic Games, there's a real opportunity here to branch out into different types of football, whether it's six-a-side internationally, so we can get African countries to play the game. And I think Saskatoon would be a great annual place to have a six-a-side tournament every year, year in and year out internationally. I'm just throwing that out there. And then the other piece to this is one of the reasons I came on the IFAF board is to get our code recognized by IFAF, the Canadian Amateur Rulebook 12-man. People know it's there. Some people know it's there better than others. The Scandinavian countries appreciate it. Australia, New Zealand, they appreciate it. Mexico is looking for opportunities here. Japan is looking for opportunities here. The Americans, maybe not as much, but we'd love to have them.
Of course. That's awesome. Well, we know it's a great game, and it's going to continue to expand, especially with all the work you're putting in. On the other side, the other hat you wear is producing and hosting Crown Gridiron Nation on TSN. What's the holiday viewing schedule? Is there one? And the flip side to that is we got more bowl games today. Obviously, we move forward towards the new year. Who should Canadian fans, football fans, be paying attention to in the holiday bowl season?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that we will be doing throughout the holidays is getting our bowl capsules out there. We did them in the show. We're going to be starting to roll them out today. So I'm going to hold back and I'm going to say, go check our Twitter out day after day. and we'll tell you who you should be looking for in those bowl games. At the end of the bowl season, we're going to do a recap on how Canadians did. That will run on tsn.ca. And then as we get towards the off season, I'm also wearing another hat, and then I'm one of the patrons of the Cornish Trophy. We'll be doing a media piece around the presentation of the Cornish Trophy. I think I know who the favorite is on this. I think everybody knows who the favorite is on this. He's a certain injured player sitting down in Tuscaloosa right now.
I was going to say, unfortunately, he probably, he's not probably, he won't be playing. We won't get to watch him on New Year's Eve, which is unfortunate. But that's fun. So what's the Twitter handle quickly?
Twitter handle is Jim Mullen TSN, and there's also KGN on TSN if you want to follow the show as well. And it'll be a build-up for the Cornish Trophy, which is also a Twitter handle if you want to follow that. And we'll see if John Mechie III wins his second consecutive Cornish Trophy.
Clark, you want to throw those into the comments, those Twitter handles? Watch those. You get a full breakdown of all the bowl games that feature Canadian players and a little more viewing interest as you navigate the TV guide through the holiday season. Jim, it's been fun. It's always too short, but it was great seeing you, and we'll do it more in 2022, I promise.
Thanks very much, and I'd like to thank producer Clark. I gave him conniptions there a few minutes ago by hitting the wrong button. So I know what it's like to be behind a board and get surprises. Thanks, Clark.
Let's go.
Merry Christmas, Jim.
Merry Christmas.
Jim Mullen, the President of Football Canada, joining us.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Peterson Show here on YouTube.